It used to be I could leave my front door, walk 4 or 5 miles south. There was nothing between my front door and the Missouri River. And now there's roads and paths and pickups and people and, just oil field. I got to sit there and watch my cattle ranch turn into an oil field over the period of 4 years.
I grew up in an area that had some oil development. In Colorado, it's called the Wattenberg Field. And that was back when they were doing just a well, not that deep, not that big a deal. But now that they have come up with the hydraulic fracturing and all that, it's a much different type of drilling and a much different type of production. The hydraulic fracturing uses a tremendous amount of water. And after it's been used, it's no longer part of our system. It usually goes into deep injection wells.
In the country we live in, we don't have a lot of surface water, and the springs and some of the surface water we do have is connected to these underground aquifers. According to the monitoring that our Controlled Groundwater Area Technical Advisory Committee has done, they've found that there's no new water coming in from rain or flood events. These aquifers have only recovered to 70 or 80% of their original water levels, and so according to our predictions, they may not ever get back to where they were.
The cattle ranch is watered by shallow wells. Between 40 feet and 120 feet is where we get our water. I've done a lot of the math. They use, let's say, 3 million gallons of water on a frac. I think that's between 2 and 3 million gallons of water. I go fire up my irrigation pump. It runs for 3 days, 2 days. That's how much water they use in a frac. The difference between my irrigation water and the frac water is when I'm done using my irrigation water, it's still part of the freshwater cycle. It's either going to evaporate or it's going to go back into the groundwater. I can pump it. Somebody else can drink the water when I'm done using it. When they're done using frac water, it gets pumped 10,000 feet down into disposal. Sooner or later, there's just not going to be much fresh water left. That's just the way it is.
You're using a lot of chemicals, none of which are particularly good for people. And apparently there's no way to clean this water. So it's hauled away and injected far into the earth, into supposedly inaccessible aquifers. But the earth is an ever-changing thing. It does not stay static. So I don't see how they can guarantee that these aquifers will never break apart or leak into other aquifers that we do need for potable water, for agriculture, and just for our everyday living.
We've seen what's happening in Clark, Wyoming, just over the border. Their wells have been breached by the oil companies. Their property values are gone. If they wanted to move, they couldn't move. Who's going to want to buy their property after they find out that their water is bad?
I feel like surface disturbances and things like that over time will heal, but never when water's ruined. Like if this water never comes back, or if it's too polluted to ever use again, or if you put it on your soil to irrigate and it's tainted your soil, it's a serious consequence.